Peace. Damn. Damn. Happy now. Now is a vibrate, of course. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now. Right now, I want to talk about recycling and how I had a realization that kind of brought me more closer to seeing why we recycle and why we should keep up with it. I'm that person, cause I know a lot of y'all could catch it in my videos and stuff like that. And then too, just being a occult, like when you have a occult esoteric understanding of things, sometimes you're a little less connected to some of these human things, like say for instance, not littering and making sure your food is extremely vegan because you don't want to harm anything, even though you eat vegetables and that's harming something. But again, like having those type of ideas, or like making a joke about how they sacrifice babies in Hollywood because in essence that baby is a reincarnated soul and it's not necessarily a baby. But long story short, when it comes to recycling, I'm one of those people where, I try my best to keep up with it, but, I wasn't the one that's just like the advocate, like, let me make sure. Let's see, I don't know if I could even do this video here, but I never was like that advocate of like, let me just make sure, recycle. But what I realized is how much, in essence, again, on the as above, so below level, by looking at that aspect of it, I was taught the importance of recycling because I thought about like how recycling, how trash could be looked at as the negative energy within us, and it's not meant for us to try to find some little pocket, like some little ducked off pocket in our psyche, in our subconscious and try to tuck that garbage somewhere, tuck that negativity, that experience that was negative as a little kid, to try to hide it somewhere, just like how you could try to take some garbage, and say for instance like you take trash and push it under the sofa, eventually after continuously pushing trash under the sofa, now you can see the trash coming from under the sofa. Now you gotta find another stash spot. That's if you don't wise up and realize you gotta, recycle, as above, so below. You gotta realize that, because too, another reason why I recycle, all right, you do clean it up from under your sofa, but you throw it in the trash. The trash is gonna put it in the landfill, and a landfill is just a bunch of garbage just sitting out there. You know what I'm saying? And a bunch of garbage sitting out could pollute, the area it's in and the near places around it. So again, even on that level, you want to recycle. So when it gets to the landfill, you want to instead of putting it on the landfill, you want to recycle that energy into something that's useful. So on our own spiritual path, you want to recycle the negative energy, those lower vibrations, and transmute it into something positive. If there's a certain situation that happened to you as a little kid that may be quote unquote negative or bad, you transmute it and let it be the fuel for you doing something positive. That's the alchemy of everything as well. And even down to dealing with the way the energy travels, the chi energy during our yogic breathing. It travels from the root chakra, going up the spine, ascending into the heavens, and seated at the right hand of the Father, like the Bible and all that, stuff that's just a parallel of that. But, it rises up the spine and then it cycles back down and descends into hell, and back into, to the energies that's closer to the earth, where the negative energy goes, That's why you, just like Adam, as above, so below too, like atoms have charge, we have charge in different poles, and different poles have a different charge on it. Same thing with Earth in essence, as above, so below. It has a positive pole and a negative pole. And this is not positive and negative. That's why there's no such thing as any bad or good. Because positive energy or negative energy is not bad or good. A proton or electron is not bad or good. You shouldn't look at a proton as like, oh, that's something good because it's positive charge, and then the electron is something bad because it's negatively charged. Because if you use that aspect, then a negative ion will be looked at as something bad when that's something good for your system. Negative ions is what creates serotonin. You know what I'm saying? When you around the waterfalls and got the pyramid or the Argonite pyramid in the house, that's creating negative ions. The negative ions is creating a positive energy space. So again, this is not nothing to look at as good or bad. That's why dealing with when you get more of a deeper, and we say esoteric and occult, this is the true understanding of spiritual nature. It's hidden and the occult and esoteric, it's hidden knowledge, and but this shouldn't be hidden, and this is the real truthful thing. So this is how we should really be looking at our spiritual growth. But back to the recycle situation. So again, instead of throwing that plastic and paper away to a landfill, because say for instance, as above so below, if I repress energy so much, I got a lot of garbage and me, instead of recycling, I'm sitting in the garbage. Either I'm tucking it under the sofa or sending it to the landfill. It's gonna pile up within me, and eventually people around me are gonna be affected by that garbage inside of me. They're gonna be able to smell that garbage and feel that garbage. So it's about cleaning up and recycling that energy within yourself. And again, seeing the importance of, that's why we recycle, like indirectly, as above so below. That's why we recycle on the level on earth. It's like taking that repressed energy, so to speak, or that negative energy, or say for instance, that negative energy and preventing it from being repressed energy. Because matter of fact, I thought about it as a joke. I'm like, all that repressed energy you come across on your first DMT trips or your first acid trips, some of you have bad trips or whatever, that's what that's from. That's all that garbage that you swept under the sofa, all that garbage you sent to the landfill that you didn't recycle. And not, we didn't know no better, in essence, at the beginning of our growth, of course. But that's what you're dealing with, what I'm saying, is that repressed energy, that stuff you swept under the sofa, And two, on our spiritual growth, connected to that, like we're starting a garden, cleaning your house, renovating, anything of that nature. You gotta clean out first. You gotta take out the old, clean out all the dirt, and then you bring in the new furniture, or then you in a garden situation, then you clean out, take out the weeds, take out all the little garbage or whatever. You don't just say, for instance, you got garbage in your garden, or you got weeds and stuff, which there are some good weeds. But in the essence of speaking of what we're speaking on, any dirt, any garbage or weed, you take that out first. You don't just start planting seeds and allow for your rose garden to grow through plastic bottles and stuff like that, garbage. No, you clean out the garden, and you cultivate the land, and then you plant the seed, or with your house, you do the spring cleaning before you start moving, before you move furniture around or you get a new sofa, things of this nature, you cleaning up first. You just don't leave the garbage there and just start bringing in new stuff, because then you got new stuff on top of garbage, and it's just more clutter, Now you got something new, but it's on top of clutter, so in essence it don't really even make a difference, It's all clutter nonetheless. But again, it's about recycling, Like I think I spoke to this a little bit, like with speaking on like with eating foods and stuff like that. I definitely spoke to it on like with Earth and how Earth recycles our energy. Like Earth don't sit there and say, oh, their energy wasn't fully positive, so I'm not gonna allow for their bodysuit to come back into me, Like, nah, Earth takes your bodysuit how it is, recycles that energy, transmute it into something that's, that's something positive or quote unquote positive or something that's able to be used, you know. But again, it's not just like, oh, that was bad, you know, that because that goes with that bad and good stuff. That's what takes you away from your true spiritual growth in essence, because you trying to put these labels that these dogmatic religions put on, you know, certain things. You know, when you look back to what's good or what's bad, you mostly got that from when religion got dogmatic, you know. There's no knock. I mean, yeah, it is. I say no knock to nobody religions, but I mean, it is what it is as far as the way they had a dogmatic approach and took things away from its true nature, you know, as far as spiritual practices, you know. I mean, it goes far back as even with the ancient Kemetic principles. Well, I say ancient Kemetic, but like with Kush flowing into, you know, modern day Ethiopia, and Ethiopia was like one of the eldest places of Orthodox Christianity. So, you know, the religions stem far back with that dogmatic vibe, but again, it's about good and bad, because I put myself from going all off into other stuff. But yeah, definitely recycling the energy. You see how, again, on the as above, so below aspect, we could figure things out and get to see why we do certain things, you know, why certain things operate a certain way, you know. So just like it's good to recycle and stop things from going to the landfill and piling up, you know, same thing with yourself, you know, like recycle that energy, allow for it to, you know, be transmuted, do the inner alchemy, you know, and not just letting it turn into garbage, which in essence turn into that repressed energy, you know, that dark energy. So when you dealing with psychedelics and you wondering where that dark energy comes from, that dark energy that, like, oh man, my first trip was bad, man, it had a lot of monsters and this and that. You know what and who those monsters was? You know? And that's why, too, when people are aware of those situations, and I'm not telling people to take psychedelics, I'm just speaking on experiences, you know, but once you realize that, that'll change your aspect and change your understanding of, like, you know, dealing with those type of experiences, you know. Like, you'll know what you're dealing with, and you won't really necessarily have a bad trip if you understand that, all right, there's some more repressed energy. And now that I know that we're not supposed to just throw energy under the sofa or to the landfill, you know, quote unquote, I should be recycling this energy, you know, recycling it back into the mix, you know, because that's what we should be doing right now. It's not about, oh, let's just get rid of all the negative energy, just do away, like, let's, you know, for lack of a better word. That's why I be having to catch myself with, like, killing the ego. It's like, you know, nah, it's about taming the ego, you know, and kind of, in essence, like that recycling vibe. You don't necessarily throw it away as much as you learn how to, you know, use it in more constructive manners, you know. Instead of throwing away a certain item, there's probably something that you could recycle it into using, you know. Instead of throwing away that tin can, you could probably use it as an ashtray or something like that, you know. It's always something that could, you know, it could be recycled into something very useful, you know. So definitely dealing with that vibe. That's basically it, you know. Again, you don't want to tuck away all these little negative energies and emotions. You want to transmute it, you know, recycle the energy back into the flow and turn into something positive, you know. That's what the earth does with energy. Does the earth say, hey, quit standing on me with your bare feet and sending that negative energy into me? You know, does the earth say that? And does the earth say, all right, I take your negative energy as I transmute it, you know? Kind of like, too, like with the carbon dioxide and oxygen exchange between us and plants. I think I'm saying it right, yeah. Carbon dioxide, oxygen exchange, you know, it's like a recycling, like we're recycling with each other in essence, you know. Keeps a certain balanced flow. That's basically it, you You know, we just want to get into that as above, so below aspect of recycling. And how I got a reason to recycle now, you know what I'm saying? I could be a little more serious about that, you know? Of course, we shouldn't take anything in this matrix too serious, but, you know, while on my human experience, you know, I'm definitely going to, you know, recycle, have a little more reverence for recycling, you know? Definitely. With peace. Happy now. Now's the vibrate, of course. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now.